All right, hi guys, very good evening everyone. Welcome once again to OM Institute. And this is an important session for the Gate 26 aspirants because you have spent a lot of time, you have worked hard a lot, but it's also very important to capitalize on your preparation. Yes, to actually gain from what are the efforts you have done till now. If you have really worked hard, you deserve the success. Okay, but the end 2 months, probably 2.5 months for ECEE, okay, are the months that will actually be deciding your true rank. Of course, if you have worked hard, you are going to get some good rank. Okay, but can it be more better? Can it be even more better? It all depends on what are the extra efforts that you put in the last 2 months, because last 2 months there is no if, there is no but. There's only one target, gate, no other thing. Of course, if you're a college going student, you may have semester exams this month, or some of you might be completed, well and good. Even if you have, okay, that you cannot compromise, but anything other than that should not be on your list right now. Only gate preparation, provided if you have semester exams, that you have to, of course, spend little bit time there, but then thereafter that till mid-February, your only target, only priority should be the gate examination. Right, so very, very good evening everyone. Come on everybody, quickly keep on joining. Update all your friends that the session is now live. Preparation, provided you have semester exams, that you have to, of course, spend it. Okay, yeah, I think all okay. Okay, just a second. Okay, very, very good evening all. Good evening Ramu, good evening Dharun, good evening Soma. Okay, yeah, so let's get started. Let me cover up the content, and then yes guys, if you have any other doubts, any other discussions to be done, yeah, let's do it. Okay, but yeah, let's get started. Let me take up some points that I have to say to you. Okay, all right guys, first of all, as you see that I'm going to target two important things in the last month, and that is the revision and test. Why they are important? Okay, let us start with why revision is important, even psychologically, even scientifically. We all know revision is important, but there is a theory that very well supports to it, and that has been done, the research has been done by Mr. Ebbinghaus, and we have a Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, which simply says that, okay, it's a well approved a theory that if you learn something immediately, of course you retain 100% of what you have learned immediately, but within a span of 20 minutes, okay, your brain will be able to retain roughly 60% of it. Okay, in 1 hour roughly 45%. Okay, and as the time elapses, okay, say after a month, okay, you studied something today, after a month you will be able to only recollect 21% of it approximately, provided you didn't revise in the between. That's what you're telling. You learn something today and you leave it. You study something today from the book or from the classroom, okay, and you leave it. Okay, after around a month you'll find that only you're not able to recall most of the things. Okay, you recall only some 20% of the stuff, and that says, okay, revision is important. So what I told graphically, let's summarize this. What is the Ebbinghaus summary? That let's talk about some crucial times. As I told you, after 31 days you recall some 21%. That means approximately 80% of the learning is lost, and after 60 days, that is after 2 months, almost 90% of the learning is lost. And that needless to say, if you are an aspirant, you must have noticed that whatever subjects you studied some 1 or 2 months back, and if you did not touch the subjects after the classroom, you might be feeling, okay, you have forgotten them. So it's not only you who are feeling it, it's every human being who will feel it. Okay, yeah, it depends. For some of the people, the percentage may be 92, so some of the people it may be 88, or it may be 95, it may be 85, but it's not going to be that that some human being and he did not look into the subject for even entire 2 months and he is able to recall 100% of the stuff. That's not going to happen. So these are on a large sample of data, this data is collected, but some human beings can be unique, but still if I say 90%, it may be 85 to 95. What else? Okay, what else can you expect, isn't it? Right. Yeah, we'll come to analysis of test series also, Balaji. Okay. Good evening, Big Lil Day. Okay. So that is why this clearly needs the importance of revision, because you might have studied a subject to a very good extent. Okay, but you studied it. Some of the subjects you studied 15 days back, some 1 month back, some 2 months back, or some even 3 to 4 months back. You might have understood it really well, but what if you are not able to recall on the exam day? It's lost. What you have to do, you have to prove eventually yourself on the exam day. Those 3 hours, those 180 minutes, they are finally the important minutes of your life. Okay, and if you don't recall the right thing at the right time, all your efforts goes wasted. That is why I told you, you might have done a lot of hard work, lot of effort, but at end time you have to capitalize, you have to regain all the things, you have to revise all the things. Okay, and this graphs, okay, speaks it all. Okay, so now when you talk about revision, okay, how much time in the last 2 months you are going to dedicate to revision? Okay, because it's, I told you, for ECEE it's roughly 2.5 months or almost 75 days to go. Your exam was on mid-February and we have just started in the December. Okay, see here, I'll take two scenarios. Of course, there might be students who have completed the entire syllabus. Okay, that will be my case B. Okay, suppose you are one of the student who have completed roughly 70%, 80%, or maybe 65%. Approximately, I have taken some 70% syllabus. If you have done, what should be your plan right now? Okay, now let me make it very clear. Okay, you know what I observe is, in search of completing more and more syllabus, students keep on learning, keep on chasing the new syllabus, and then eventually they don't find time to revision. And as I told you, okay, you will forget most of the things as the time elapses, and if you are not able to recall the right things on the right time, exam day 14th Feb or 15th Feb, all the preparation goes into waste, right? So take it very important. You have to revise the things now. So your target has to be a particular time where the syllabus you have to put a full stop. Even if it is not 100% complete, see, I'll put it too simple way. Okay, you go in the exam all with 100% syllabus completion and no revision. It's not useful, really. But you go to the exam hall, okay, with even 80% syllabus complete and thoroughly revised is better than the first case. That's what I told you. Okay, yeah, if you have already completed syllabus and you are going to revise and then go to the exam hall, that's the best situation. Okay, completed the syllabus and revised. But what I'm telling you, if you are one of the students who have not completed the syllabus, okay, so you should not wait till the end time to complete the syllabus. At some point of time, you have to say the full mark. Okay, ideally last 2 months are good for revision, but I'll say at least 1 month you should have where you are only revising no new thing, not even 1%. Okay, so say ECEE exam is on mid-February, your worst case target to complete the syllabus should be mid-January. Or if you are able to complete by end December, very good. Okay, still very good. If you have already completed, you are a very good thing. You have done a very good thing till now, right? Okay, but not completed, target December. Very good. So last 45 days for revision is a good time, or maximum mid-January. Okay, maximum mid-January. Now, even if your syllabus is not complete, 70% complete, so I'm telling you, take your time till December end. Okay, worst case 10-15 January, I'm telling. Take your time up to here. Okay, but say you are again focusing on some new syllabus to be covered for another 1 month. Okay, but December is a crucial time for revision as well. So what I want to suggest for this category of students, even if you are targeting new subjects, some remaining syllabus, target 50 to 60% of whatever time you are spending in the day. Okay, now ideally this time I should not say how much time you have to spend in the day. Last 2 months, no excuse. I told you, only gate. Only if and only if you have some semester exam, that is an excuse. Otherwise, there is no other excuse. Okay. So how many hours you should study? I should not give you any number. You decide. Okay. You have to study maximum. And what is the maximum numbers of hours you can study? 24 hours. Everybody has a day. Minimum needs. Subtract the minimum needs. And minimum needs is a sound sleep. Don't compromise onto it at all. Have 6 to 7 hours of sleep, because some students, they only sleep 3 to 4 hours, I found, but then they are not studying with efficiency. Okay, so some sound sleep you need, 6 to 7 hours, good. That's a decent sleep that you can get in 6 to 7 hours. Okay, then you need some time, for refreshment, for food. Okay, some 2-3 hours will go there. Okay, accepted. Okay, you need to have 3 or 4 course meal, morning, evening, afternoon, lunch. Okay, and then you need to take bath and etc. So some food and refreshment, 2 to 3 hours. You need to spend some personal time on your health. Okay, maybe some walking or yoga, whatever you're doing, do it. It's good for your body. 30 minutes, 1 hour. Okay. Still you see, whatever I have told you, this is the basic needs. Okay. Anything other than that is gate. Okay. So I've given you comfortable sleep. food, refreshment, even, your workout time, so that, you're fit, your brain is active all the time. Okay, still, how much this accounts? 10 to 11 hours, 12 hours. Remaining, only half the day, remaining half the day you can spend on studying. So, coming back to the point, whatever time you are able to spend throughout the day, based on, now you may be right now having college, not having college. So, case to case, the times can vary, but what I'll tell you, whatever time you're spending X, okay, 50 to 60% of it you can spend to the new syllabus if you are into the case number A. Otherwise, okay, otherwise case number B I'll come. Then still, okay, even if you are studying something new, don't skip revision now. December is a high time to start revision. Okay, if your syllabus not yet complete, but still start dedicating 20 to 30% time on the revision only. Okay, revising the previous subjects. Okay, go for the subject that you studied long back. Okay, start in that sequence where you usually you can start two ways. There are two ways to start revision. Number one, okay, in the cycle in which you have completed the subject once, you can go in that cycle. Or number two, in revision you may have identified what are your favorite subjects. Okay, you can pick up your favorite subjects. Okay, so that you start revision in a with momentum. Okay, you start studying your favorite subjects. Okay, you gain confidence, and it will be better for you. Okay, so these are the two ways of selecting the subjects in the beginning. Okay, so 20 to 30% of the revision time. Okay, and 20% of the time on the test and improvement. Okay, so Nishi, you are revising a particular subject. What test you should target right now? First, subject test. Okay, topic test is not mandatory now. Okay, topic test you can target for whatever new syllabus you are completing, some new chapters you are studying. For that you can target topic test, but revision means revise the entire subject, whatever you have learned earlier. Okay, so revise all the concepts and go for a subject wise test. If you have scored good after revision, that means that subject is conquered. You studied once, you have revised, and then you have scored good in subject test, that subject is conquered. Again, January, after 10-15 January, when you complete your syllabus, again you will revise it, no problem. But in that subject test, suppose you scored less. Okay, suppose you scored less, so then you have identified, scored less means that entire subject also might not be difficult for you. One or two chapters might have troubled you, one or two concepts might have troubled you. You must have come to know about your weakness, so you have the time to improve. So this remaining 20% of the time, okay, see, I even if I assume, suppose somebody is giving 10 hours a day. Okay, so 5 to 6 hours for your new syllabus, 2 to 3 hours for revision of your previous subjects. Okay, now left are 2 hours. Entire 2 hours you will not give the test daily. Okay, or suppose one day you give 2 hours of test, next day you can start working on the improvement of whatever not went good in the test. Okay, or suppose you have given a 1 hour test, so remaining 1 hour you can, these are average figures. I mean, you have to average out, so that roughly 20% of the time you give on the test, and from the test, whatever mistakes you identify, whatever weak areas you identify, you start working onto it. Okay, right. So if your syllabus is not complete, your first target should be this particular procedure, and test right now would be with revision cycle. What will be important test right now is the subject test. Okay, the subject test. We'll come to mock test discussion as well. Now, if I talk about case B, the category of students who have entirely completed the subject. Okay, who have entirely completed the syllabus. Okay, so if your syllabus completed, okay, then your 50% of the time should be revision. Now, why I say only 50% of the time of on the revision, I'll make it clear. Okay, because if your syllabus is completed already, I told you are in a good zone. Okay, and you can spend more time around the test, because test itself, I'll tell you, test itself is another good source of question. You're solving more tests, you're practicing question, you're working on your speed, you're working on your accuracy, and based on your test performance, 20% time for weak subjects dedicatedly. So again I say, suppose 10 hours on an average you are studying. Okay, 5 hours you revise a particular subject. Okay, 3 hours test and analysis. See, it might not be daily 3 hours. I'm telling average. Okay, suppose one day you give the test, one day you may not give. You can revise more that time. Okay, but roughly, if you are giving the test 3 hours, it might be subject test will not be 3 hours, but its analysis will take some time. Don't only give the test, go into depth of the analysis, that why, okay, in some areas if you scored less, why? Don't you know the concept? Have you done formula mistakes? Have you done calculation mistakes? Understand your mistake. Okay, so that you don't repeat the mistake. And secondly, okay, whatever test or whatever areas not performing good, from the test, spend around daily 1 to 2 hours improving that weak area. See, really who goes into the top zone? There are two category of students. One category who always like to enjoy and study more in their favorite subjects, and they will discard the weak subjects. They know their weak subjects, but okay, fine, let it be. They'll compromise and they'll only and only every time focus on the, their strength. It's good to focus on your strength, but it is not good to neglect the weaknesses. Okay. Now, what makes a particular person as a topper? They come to know about their weakness, because everybody in the beginning might not be strong in every subject. But if they come to know about the weakness, they start working on it. They start improving in that zone. Okay. They start improving in it. Okay. And if they are improving, that means whatever, whether target A, whatever were the areas from where they could have scored less, they are able to score good from that area. Okay. And these small steps, they build up good marks, 70, 75 plus, and they easily become the toppers in the examination. Are you getting my point? Okay. So that is what is important here. Okay. That is what is the quality of a topper. They don't compromise on the weak subjects. They, take it as a challenge to overcome the weaknesses. So that is what, if your syllabus is completed, okay, so it's almost you are revising only, but I'm telling you, okay, with that revision, okay, you have to do the analysis. How you will do the analysis? Give the test. Now, for the case I told you right now in the month of December, okay, if you are already studying new syllabus also and then you are revising for them, okay, you revise and you do the subject test enough. But for the students who have syllabus completed, okay, the time of test, okay, that I'm telling you, average 30% or average roughly 3 hours per day, where you should, after revising a particular subject, you should give the subject test, identify your weaknesses and start improving on your weakness. But you should parallelly attempt mocks as well. Not every day, not every other day, but at least in December, you should try one mock per week. Okay, your revision is not completed. Maybe you are just starting revision. But still I am suggesting you try one mock per week in December. So that means 3 to 4 mocks. If not 4, 3, once in every 10 days. Maybe you don't score your best in the mock test. What is going wrong? It's not the gate examination. Okay, you don't have to show your scorecard, the test series scorecard to anybody and prove. No, that test scorecard is for your self-analysis. How you are performing in a 3 hour, how your temperament is. Okay. Whether you are able to handle mixed subject question or not, what is going right, what is not going wrong, you will come to know from now only. So what I am telling, December 3 to 4, once in every week or once in every 10 days you do, that much is enough. So if your syllabus is completed, December you should target mocks irrespective, okay, whether the revision is done or not. Don't wait for the revision to complete. Of course, January you will target more and more mocks, but December 3 to 4 marks for this category of students, I suggest should be done. Okay, right, should be done. Govindra, all 2 combination dates, all gate exam dates are released. Okay, all gate combinations date are released. Like if your ECEE might have had the second option of what? IN is on the first weekend. Okay, that is on 7th February. Everything has been announced. Electrical on 14th February, EC on the 15th February. All the dates have been announced. Okay, by the examination. Okay. So now, when I'm talking about revision, you spend some time to revision, but what exactly you mean by revision? I mean, what revision should include? Now, I have divided the entire gate syllabus into 3 parts. Okay, always, whatever your branch is, ECEE or other branch also, okay, every branch will have a set of difficult core subjects, okay, and high weightage subjects. Okay, by difficult, I not only mean difficult, I mean high weightage as well. Okay, so there, your revision should include detailed notes. Okay, for the important areas, okay, for the high weightage area, okay, for the first revision I am telling you, because we are talking about right now about revising in December. Okay, when you again revise, in the last 15-20 days, then only short notes, formula notes for everything will be enough. But right now, at least for the high weightage and important difficult subjects, target the revision from the detailed notes. Okay, then PYQs. Okay, then if you have time standard question means, what I mean by standard question is, some handouts if you have solved separately or some workbooks you have solved, that will be there in the standard questions, or if you have earlier solved some questions from standard books. Okay, I leave this as an option to you. Okay, if you are able to manage that much of time, see, again, if your syllabus completed and then you are totally revising, you have more time. Okay, but if you are revising parallelly with ongoing syllabus, then you can skip the standard question part. See, revision with notes and PYQ also is good. And then already I told you, when you are revising after the completion of the subject of revision of that subject, you will go to the test. Okay, so that test itself is all again like a revision, because test will always support revision. How much you have done, how much you have not done. So again, you will go and revise what you are not able to conquer. So it's a cycle. Okay, revision and test. Okay, now if it is a moderate subject, okay, not very difficult, usually a scoring subject, but still having high weightage, there you can revise with the short notes, I think. Okay, that is okay. PYQs, Then standard questions, again your choice, okay, and then the test automatically is a part. Okay, now for very very easy and scoring subjects and also low weightage subjects, okay, now there will be in EC almost every subject has decent weightage, I'll say, but doubly there are some subjects like having low weightage, for example digital, electromagnetics, measurement, okay. If you are revising them, revising with short notes and PYQs is enough, okay, and also not much test required for those subjects. I mean, because if they are low scoring, your target should be your target should not be in the revision not spending much time over onto it, because low scoring means they are having weightage 5 or below it, okay. So you have to focus more and more on your core areas and the high weightage areas, okay, that is important. So accordingly, now see, I am not naming the subject because again it depends students to students. Suppose I talk about EC. In difficult area, in difficult subjects, for some of the students difficult subject could be electromagnetics. For some of the students a difficult subject could be EDC. For some other it may be scoring also EDC. Similarly, EMTL is scoring for some. For some students communication is difficult. For some students signals is difficult. So everybody have their own strength and weaknesses. What I am telling you, whatever are high weightage and difficult area, this is what you should follow. This is only an suggested option, not compulsory. But what is compulsory? Detailed notes, PYQs, and of course the subject test. Okay, from the moderate level subjects, no need to go for detailed notes. If required, you can just revise from short notes and PYQs. Standard questions again option, okay, and test. And from easy and scoring and as well as low weightage subjects, the short note PYQ is enough, and only few tests. That's it. Okay, this is how I suggest about revision. Okay, now parallelly with revision, I have been continuously talking about test. Okay, why it is important just to not revise but also give the test parallelly. What are the different benefits that you are going to gain from the test? Number one, I'll tell you, many students, they don't give the test because they fear test. Okay, what if I score wrong? I'll be demotivated. What will happen? Several types of thoughts they have in the mind. But I told you, this score, okay, any test you are giving, subject test from any test series, whatever score you get, okay, it is not going to be published on social media. You don't have to show it to anybody. Okay, you have to only show it to you. It's for self-analysis. Even if you score low, what goes wrong? In fact, I believe right now, if you are doing any test and if you are scoring low, it's a good thing. At least you will come to know why you are scoring low. Okay, and fear will only eliminate once you start writing the test. Okay, without writing the test, that fear will not go away. You will always be just thinking. Okay, so to eliminate that fear, you have to start writing the test. Okay, and then as I told you, it supports revision. Again, I'll repeat why it supports revision, because you have done a test, and after the test, then you come to know that there are some chapters from which you are not able to score. You have studied the subject once earlier, you have revised, and then you have written the subject test. But still, in one or two chapters or in some particular topics, you have not scored good. You have not really been able to solve the question. So you will go and again revise that. So that supports revision. Okay, so that one cycle you have started revision right now in December. There is one more cycle that you will revise. Okay, that from January, mid-January. There you will understand. Okay, what areas you still have to focus more. So test will support revision. Revision has to be very directed. See, you have a very less time for revision. Syllabus is huge. You revise, somebody may revise in 2 months. Some people may get only 1 month for revision. So if you have less time for revision, you have to have directed revision, spending more time, which are, more challenging for you. So that analysis will only come through that. Just don't think in the mind this is challenging. Give the test and then decide what is scoring for you, what is challenging for you. Sometimes you feel that you have really understood a subject very good, but in test you are not able to perform. That means yes, you are not on the track. Okay, so then you will have to spend time onto that subject on revision. Otherwise, without test, what you might think, okay, array, this was an easy subject, I'll skip it or I'll do a quick revision. No, so that test will support revision. Okay, where you have to spend more time. Last 2 months, every minute counts, so you have to be very smart in spending your time. Then test is what? Is a source of new question. Okay, you have already see many students they prepare only from class notes and PYQs, which is also good. Okay, if you are not able to solve extra questions from workbooks or standard books or handouts, okay, because if you have really followed some good classes, okay, especially if I talk about the atmosphere at home, okay, those who are the students of home at the offline class or online class, and if they have seen the content, they know how depth the content of any particular class is. Okay, that class itself is very much sufficient to score best in the examination. Plus additionally, we suggest PYQ so that at least little practice you have, before going to the exam, if you don't have practice, you will not have that speed and accuracy even if you have understood the subject. Okay, so we ensure that each and every topic and each and every chapter is understood to you, to the core, to the depth. Yeah, additionally, you practice PYQs, okay, so as to gain more confidence on you. Okay, so if you have done with classroom notes, and PYQ practice also is a good thing. But at the end, when you are solving tests, you also get to see some variety of new questions. So one more benefit of giving the test is, like, yes, you see more variety of questions, okay, and more variety of questions will automatically give you more techniques of understanding and solving the question, more range of question. Okay, so brain opens up more, simple logic. Okay, now very big advantage of test is the time management. Okay, see, you think if you are good in a subject, but in 1 hour of time you are able to solve only some 4 to 5 questions of that subject. Are you really good? No. Okay, maybe you have solved it with accuracy. Okay, the first target is accuracy. Till now you might have focused on understanding a subject and solving a question and getting the correct answer. However time it takes, you should be targeting getting the correct answer. But now is the time working on speed as well. Okay, so how good you are in speed, whether you are able to solve some given questions in the limited time or not. Because in GATE also, everybody will get 65 questions and everybody will get 180 minutes. Nobody will get even 181 minutes. Okay, so yeah, everybody has same set of questions, same number of questions, same time. Okay, so how much you are able to solve in the limited time? Okay, or are you falling short of time? Okay, that means, and especially it might happen only with few subjects where you are spending more time. So you have to improve practice there. Okay, because speed will only come with more and more practice. Okay, accuracy is proportional to concepts. I say you have learned the subject. Okay, if you have really understood, you should be able to get the correct answer. Okay, of course, more practice will also improve accuracy, but accuracy is more about how really you have understood the concept, then you get the correct answer. But speed is more dependent on how well you practice. Okay, so with the test you practice more and you see whether you are able to solve the questions in limited time or not, and you'll get all your time management and thing. Now, very important reason of writing the test, subject test as well as mock test, okay, is to analyze the test and improve. Now see, okay, you didn't score good in a test. I am telling you again and again, you don't have to show this particular test scorecard to anybody. It is your personal test. But if you have scored low, why? If you figure out, next test you will not, repeat that thing. Now there can be many reasons why you didn't score good. For example, your concept from that particular topic was not really clear. Okay, so you can work on, studying that topic again. Or maybe you think, maybe you have, known the concept, you saw the question in test, you know the concept, but at the right time you are not able to recall the formula. And this usually happens when your practice from that particular topic is less. Because you have understood the topic in class, but you have not practiced much. Okay, so the formula is not coming to the mind immediately. Okay, so there are some mistakes which I call it as formula, or if you applied wrong formula, some term here and there, okay, or you have not able to recall formula, means you have not practiced enough from that topic. So you can improve the practice from that particular topic. Or maybe a concept good, formula also correctly applied, but calculation error, hurry bari. Okay, so calculation error, or sometimes students will do reading error. I mean, they've read the wrong data, they have done everything correct, but the data they have read in the question is wrong, or some particular wrong information they got from the question and they have given the wrong output. Okay, so these are usually some basic silly mistakes. But once you come to know you are committing the mistake, okay, and you note you have done some calculation error, reading error, or something of that kind. Okay, there will be some silly mistakes you can't even recognize, but if you do it right now, you only come to know when you do it. Okay, at least if you come to know right now, next test you will be little bit more alert. Okay, and by the time GATE exams come, you will be really more alert. Okay, that is important thing. That is the important thing. But if you directly don't write any test and directly give the exam, all these basic silly mistakes will happen on the exam day, and then if everything goes wrong on the exam day, you will have to wait for 1 year, another next year to crack the GATE examination. If you improve it right now, this GATE itself, you can do wonders. That's why I told you in the beginning, these 2 months are actually the ones which will decide your true rank. If you have worked hard till now, you are going to get good rank, but your true rank is actually decided by the efforts and the how much revision, how many tests you give in the end moment. That is going to be actually very important, right? Okay, because that's what I've told you. In the test you might have mixed response. Okay, so see, whatever test you gave, you have done analysis, okay, and you got good marks. Good, it will gain confidence, it will give you confidence, and gaining confidence is good. You will feel happy and you will be more efficient. But if you didn't do good, I told you what I was just telling you. Analyze what went wrong. That is important. Okay, step by step analyze whether it was a silly mistake, calculation mistake, reading mistake, or whether that concept was not known. You will study the concept and then re-give the test, or whether concept was known, formula forgotten, practice was less. You will practice more and give. Somehow you will improve. If you come to know the mistake, then only you will improve, and you will, when you give the next test, okay, you can score better. And if you score better, okay, from one test to another, that is what is slowly going to build up your self-confidence. And if you really have that confidence going, see, I'll tell you, truly I'll tell you, talk to any of the gate topper. I've also been a gate topper. Once you actually go into the gate exam hall, of course, everybody, even the student who is going to get rank 1, he or she also doesn't know that they are going to get rank 1. But when they enter the exam hall, they'll be a little bit nervous. I agree. Okay. But if you have really done good revision and if you have done some good number of tests, you will go into the exam hall with confidence, and that is enough to start the examination. Still little bit nervousness will be there, but if you go with full nervousness and low confidence, you will really not do. See, there are two scenarios. If you go with confidence, if you go with lot of tests, you know how to manage the time, which section to start first, which are your strong areas, which questions to solve first, you will be driving the exam. But if you don't go with any planning, and if the exam starts driving you, okay, if the first 30 minutes of the exam is not good, exam starts driving you and you are more and more under pressure. It should be you who are going to drive the exam. You should be the manager of the examination. Okay, so going into the exam hall with confidence is very important. And that confidence will not come if I say, be confident. If, everybody might support you, parents will support you, your friends will support you. Okay, I am telling you, go in the exam hall with confidence. But these words will not matter. If you have done the revision and if you have done test, you will go into the exam hall with automatically with confidence. Okay, somebody telling you go with confidence, that confidence will not come. What I'm talking about self-confidence. That can be only gained by yourself, and that you will only gain if you have really put the right efforts in these last 2 months. Okay, so that is why. So with respect to the test, I'll tell one more important thing here. I told you immediately, right now, December, your major target should be subject test. Revise particular subject and conquer the subject test and understand whether you are good or bad in the subject, scoring good in the subject. Okay, leave it. Then again revise in January or after mid-January, fine. But if you have scored less in the subject, okay, start revising it immediately. Conquer each and every subject like that. But in December, still try to target 3 to 4 mocks. Okay, one mock every week or 1 mock in 10 days. Enough. Okay. Maybe your revision is not complete, or for some of you, maybe syllabus not complete, but still start writing mocks in December. You need to get yourself adapted to that 3-hour window. Now, the exam slots are also available. EE exam, 14th February, morning slot. EC exam, 15th February morning. Both are in the morning. Okay, the forenoon session. That starts at 9:30 a.m. So, if any mock test you are writing, make sure you write exactly at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 to 10:30 close. Okay, set your biological clock. Okay, so that that morning time is always a test time for you, so that when you go on the exam day, you will feel, okay, I'm doing something what I used to do. Okay, you have to make yourself psychologically also ready for the examination. Okay, so right now give 3 to 4 mocks so that you get adapted on sitting on a screen for 3 hours, and then you, from now only, you come to know that in mock, if you have scored less, why you scored less? Okay, December you might score less, don't worry. It is important that, slowly when you are giving the mock towards January end or February first week, there you should be able to score decent. That is your target. That should be your real target. Okay, so I am not asking you to give mocks right now to score, but to analyze where you have scored lows. Okay, so that January you will work accordingly. Na? If you write some mocks in December, expect you are going to, don't keep any expectation. You just keep expectation in mocks, you will score low. Don't worry. Okay. But at least why low? If that again you have the reason that why in mock test you score low, January you will act accordingly. Your target should be after 20-25 January, whatever mocks you are writing. Okay, last 15-20 days are there. Na? Your performance of mock test in the last 15-20 days will actually reflect your gate performance approximately. Take it seriously. Take this fact seriously. For most of the students, this has been true. Okay, so what your target is? Improving yourself and giving good performance in the mocks by end of January, after 20-25 January. Right now, you just have to give the mocks. Okay, so as to understand the flow of the 3 hours, okay, what you have to pick up first: 1 mark question, 2 mark question, aptitude first, technical first. Okay, technical also, which are your favorite subjects, what you should pick up first, because I'm telling you, on the gate exam day, the initial 30 minutes to 1 hour should be your confidence zone. You will carry forward that confidence for 3 hours. If you lose the confidence in the first 30 minutes, your exam is not going to be really good. It will be good, but not at the best. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, so accordingly, balance out the things. Okay, and then December, I'm telling you 3 to 4 marks, but January, okay, at least from 10-15 January, last 1 month, I always believe. Now see, your exam is on mid-February, so at least from mid-January, every second to third day you should write mock. Okay, that means last 1 month. Okay, last 1 month of the preparation, some around 10 marks, 8 to 10 marks, if not 10. Okay, 8 to 10 marks. We'll keep revising in the flow and keep writing mock tests 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. every third day. Okay, that's it. Make your target. Okay, so that when you come to writing the mocks after 25 January, probably you have done the revision as well, you are completed with revision cycle, you have done some mocks before it, you know what mistakes you have done, you have been working to improve on those mistakes, so that when you're writing the mocks in the end January, February first week, you will come to a decent score. Okay, and yeah, that last 15 days mock scores will approximate your gate score as well, I'm telling you. All right, that is what is important here. Okay. Okay, transformer is asking some doubt. Okay. Okay, so transformer looks like you have prepared once and then you are, see, if you have already prepared once, you are done with the syllabus. So last 2 months, your total target is make a subject-wise revision plan. Okay, try to complete the revision of, every subject and go with the subject. Same flow, you have to go with the same flow, I'm telling you. Start revising subject and which subject to take up first. Okay, whatever you studied in the beginning, okay, that cycle you can repeat, or you can pick up with your favorite subjects. Initially, you should have the confidence and momentum more. So pick up your favorite subjects, revise it, write the subject test. If you are good in subject test, enough. Otherwise, if subject test also not very good, okay, that means again you need to focus on that subject and then go to the revision of the next subject. That is the cycle you should follow. Once it is done, okay, go only for final revision. Final revision only with short notes, and parallelly, I'm telling you, every third day keep writing a mock test. Okay, and in December also, as I suggested to all, write down some 3 mock tests at least. Okay. Okay. Govindra, all dates were updated on the exam. What exactly you are asking? What's to rectify? Ramu, what rectify? Yes, guys. Any other doubts if you have? Govindra, secondary paper is filled during the gate application window only. At the same time only you can, have to opt for secondary paper. Yes, definitely, Rahul. The SSC JEE exam is very basic and more of direct questions, theoretical questions. So the gate level preparation is definitely helpful for any other examination. Okay, which is in technical in nature. Okay, how many percentage of marks in subject test? So see, Venkat, subject test, if you are able to come up to 70%, good. Okay, mock test right now, I'm telling you, December don't count mock test performance. That you count from January onwards. Okay, January also, okay, if you are initially getting 40%, 35%, okay, slowly improve. By the end of January, 50%, okay, by February first week, 60%, like that you can improve, okay. But right now, your target should be in December, just write mocks, forget the marks, okay. What is important from mocks? Analysis. Secondly, subject test, if you are able to come to 70% or more, means you have actually conquered the subject. Okay, if it is below it, then you need to little bit, revise some weak areas. Balaji, I spoke about that. What is meant by analyzing the test series? Okay, analyzing the test series means what went wrong. Okay, why a particular question was not answered by you. I repeat again, whether you don't know the concept or whether it was a formula mistake. Formula mistake means formula forgotten or formula applied wrong. Okay, or whether it was a calculation mistake, whether it was some reading mistake. So that analysis, what type of mistake, and working on to it. Analysis means not only knowing, you know what mistake and then you work so that next time it doesn't happen. That's what I spoke. Chinna will update on to it. Okay, we'll update on to it. Okay, guys. So I think, yeah, these were the queries and doubts. Okay, then. All right, guys. So hope this session has given you some insights. Now, guys, let me tell you some important updates that, for those who are also targeting to prepare for GATE 27 or GATE 2028, or if your juniors are willing to prepare for GATE 27, GATE 28. Okay, the OM Institute, announces the first online live course batch from 2nd of February. Yes. Okay, the first online live batch for GATE 27 or 28 starts from 2nd of February. The fee for 1 year validity for GATE 27 aspirants will be 19,999, and for 2 years validity for GATE 28 aspirants will be 28,999. The platform will be OM Live app. Okay, where in this particular live course you're going to learn every subject from the basic to the advanced level, up to every level of gate problems you should be able to solve through this course. Okay, on problem solving we focus a major emphasis, because that is what is important in the exam, like gate. Okay, now this is useful not only for gate, for PSUs, campus interviews, and any other technical exams that keep coming on your way. Okay, you will have the access to live recordings as well. If by chance you miss a live session, you can watch the recording later any number of time, and parallelly you get a free test series along with this particular course. Okay, you will also get the free access to the previous year live lectures, GATE 25 and 26. Okay, now there's an early bird offer. The batch starts on 2nd of February, and if you register before 10th of January, you get additional 20% discount, okay, onto this fee. So you'll get flat 20% discount plus 2 months of extra validity, like 1 year, 2 months, 2 years, 2 months. This is what. Okay, to avail this discount, you just have to use the code OHMGATE20, OHMGATE20. Okay, for any queries or any doubts regarding to our platform or course structure, you can contact 951569405. Okay, for GATE 27, offline batches will also be announced very soon. That will be, of course, at our Hyderabad center. They are also going to be announced very soon. Okay, now if you are prepared planning, or if your friends are planning to prepare for the state AE examinations, like AP Transco Discoms, Telangana Transco Discoms, a new offline batch starts 4th December. Okay, and because huge vacancies are expected in AP as well as in Telangana. So for that reason, we have also announced the online live course, and the new batch for Genco Transco Discoms for Telangana as well as AP starts, okay, 14th December. Okay, the fee for this online live course is 24,999. The validity will be 1 year. For any of the OM old student, if you have taken any sort of coaching, offline or online classroom coaching from OM, you get flat 30% discount. Okay. Ramu, are you asking about subject mock, or you're talking about full mock? No, Govind Rao, now you cannot add any secondary paper. Even the rectification window, everything has been closed now. Okay. Ramu, if you're talking about subject mock test, yes, you can start with, easy subjects. Right from telling you, in the revision cycle also, it's good to be in the confidence in the beginning time, in the momentum. Okay. Yes, it is provided, Rahul. Okay. Full mock. So see, that's what, Ramu, if you're targeting full mock, so that is what your target should be, maximizing your marks in that given time. So of course, you can start the paper with your, with your favorite and easy subjects. That initial time is important. So correct, Rahul. You can, Ramu, you can go with that, right? Okay, fine, dear. I think, yeah, enough doubts have been taken. Thank you for joining me. And if you have really gained some insights from the session, and if you got some confidence and idea about the last 2 months, do not forget to hit the like button. Do like and do subscribe our channel to keep getting more useful sessions with respect to GATE and AE preparation. Thank you.